Biggest challenges we face are not always the most dramatic. Extreme heat, water loss, bushfires. These may seem like separate issues, but they are often connected. They test our infrastructure, they test our preparedness, and they test our ability to adapt to a changing environment. The good news is that preparation remains one of the most effective tools we have. Stay informed, take the warning seriously, and look out for those who may be most vulnerable during these hot conditions. That is the story. I'm Tyrone Reed. On behalf of the entire CVM production team, thank you for watching Lead Stories Global Lead. Have a safe and wonderful evening.
Thanks for joining us for CVM News Afternoon. It's Wednesday, July 8, 2026. I'm Akeem Oret. As the Integrity Commission's latest annual report comes under scrutiny, former Deputy Speaker of the House and political commentator Lloyd B. Smith says the system governing investigations and reports needs to be reviewed. Smith says while the tabling of reports in Parliament is important, lengthy court challenges and restrictions on disclosures can create public uncertainty and delay resolution of matters.
One would have thought this would have been done already because this matter has been brought to the table before in Parliament, I recall. And I don't know why it has been shoved onto the table once again, because that is one of the bugbears that is in fact affecting this overall process. Because as I said, too much room is left to speculation. And speculation can become very dangerous because in politics, as you know, perception can sometimes be even more deleterious than the reality.
In the meantime, political commentator Kevin O'Brien Chang says the Integrity Commission is a failing state agency. He also questioned whether the country's primary anti-corruption body is delivering value for taxpayers, pointing to concerns about the pace of investigations, legal battles, and the lack of successful prosecutions arising from its work. Chang says the system requires major changes to restore public confidence.
What is the Integrity Commission delivering to the Jamaican people? We have $2 billion per year. Nobody has been charged or convicted. Not a single politician has been charged or convicted in Jamaica since 1990, 36 years ago. The Integrity Commission was supposed to fix this. We are spending $2 billion a year and getting nothing. The public is asking, what value are we getting from the Integrity Commission? These court cases are nothing new. What is the integrity?
As Jamaica experiences soaring temperatures and increasingly dry conditions, concerns are growing over the heightened risk of bushfires across the island. According to Public Education Officer at the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Emilia Ebanks, Jamaicans should avoid lighting fires as even a small spark can quickly spread under the current conditions.
Outside of cooking, don't burn. Based on what we're seeing, the temperatures, the prevailing wind conditions, and just the bareness, the dryness that we're seeing on the outside, any kind of a spark can start something really large.
And while the Jamaica Fire Brigade is warning about the heightened bushfire risk, meteorologists say the intense heat driving the dry conditions is expected to continue. Meteorologist Javoy Sawyers says Jamaicans should take steps to protect themselves from prolonged exposure to the heat.
You must come outside, but if you must come outside, choose to do so during the cooler periods of the day. If you don't have to come outside during the peak heat, don't do so. But if you work outside, you have no choice. Protect yourself, stay hydrated, keep cool, drink water, not just water, because you don't only lose water when you sweat. You lose important electrolytes, sodium, potassium. So you need to replace these as you lose them.
Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says community mediation could become a critical tool in preventing small disputes from escalating into serious conflicts and violence. Speaking during Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives, Dr. Tufton argued that the health sector, including mental health support services, has a role to play in strengthening community intervention efforts.
We accept and recognize from our experiences that these disputes start small, starts in the family, in the community, more often than not between persons who know each other, and then without the appropriate intervention escalates to become a criminal investigation, an emergency medical situation.
To other news now, the St. James High School community is in mourning this afternoon after the passing of educator Sheldon Johnson, who suddenly collapsed on Monday shortly after attending a meeting on the school compound. Reports indicate that Johnson left the meeting and traveled to a service station in the Westgate area where he collapsed. He was transported to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he was later pronounced dead. Johnson, 46, served as a physics and computer technology teacher at the school since 2018. In addition to his teaching responsibilities, he played a key role in maintaining the school's internet and computer systems. Principal and staff have since expressed deep sadness at the loss, describing Johnson as a dedicated educator and valued member of the school community. A 38-year-old building contractor has been charged with murder and using a firearm to commit a felony in connection with the killing of his girlfriend. Charged is Joseph Finicking, otherwise called Bug, Tyson or contractor of Lindus Hill District in Petersfield, Westmoreland. The deceased has been identified as 20-year-old Anishka Thompson, a student of Hilltop District in Party, St. Elizabeth. According to police reports, Thompson was shot on Friday, July 3 in Hilltop District. The case was initially being treated as a death investigation, but was later upgraded to a murder probe. Following investigations, Finicking was arrested and charged with murder and using a firearm to commit a felony. He is expected to appear before the court at a date to be announced. New figures from the Child Protection and Family Service Agency, CPFSA, show hundreds of Jamaican children remain unaccounted for, despite police efforts to reunite them with their families. According to the Jamaica Constabulary Force's Missing Persons Monitoring Unit, it was revealed that in 2025, a total of 989 children were reported missing across Jamaica. Of that number, 826 children were safely returned to their families, while 161 remain missing. Tragically, 2 children reportedly died. The figures also show that girls accounted for the majority of missing children reports, representing 83% of all cases, while boys made up the remaining 17%. The trend has continued into 2026. Between January and May this year, 468 children were reported missing. Of those, 265 have been safely reunited with their families, but 203 children remain unaccounted for, highlighting the ongoing challenge facing law enforcement and child protection agencies. St. Catherine accounted for the highest number of missing children reports in 2025, with 349 cases. Manchester and Clarendon followed with 112 and 101 reports. And with that, we now take a break here inside CVM News at Noon. Do stay with us.
Want you to read the teleprompter, all right?
Yes. Okay. Okay.
4, 3, 2.
Welcome to Deposit Insurance in a Minute. Deposit insurance is a system designed to protect depositors in the event that a bank or other deposit-taking institution fails.
It is a key part of a country's financial safety net. ensuring that if something goes wrong, depositors don't lose all their hard-earned money.
Big man thing, we never know say them thing exists.
JDIC is the government entity that protects depositors by insuring their deposits up to 1.2 million. So even if a bank fails, you won't lose everything.
A good something this one because me can't take no surprise with my money.
You can't say that again.
JDIC, protecting your deposits,
securing your future.
JDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Watagwan. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. on CVM TV.
The greatest show on earth is here, and Fan Central goes into extra time for 39 days right throughout FIFA's Showpiece tournament. With a Pepsi in hand, of course. Catch the playbook with a tactical breakdown from our expert coaches. Come sit in our fan corner where you have your say on the day's action. Fame or shame, who were the best or worst players of the day? And have a laugh as we share some of the best reactions on social media. After the final whistle, it's extra time. Fan Central Extra Time. 8 p.m. daily with 10 p.m. shows on select days where there are 8 p.m. match kickoffs.
Fan Central Extra Time is brought to you by the Pepsi Football Nation, where fans make the rules. Football, better with Pepsi. We also want to thank Digicel. Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Welcome back to CVM News at noon. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is intensifying efforts to improve road safety through the work of its Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, PSTEB. Representatives from the unit outlined how increased enforcement, public education and technology are helping address dangerous road behaviors. More in this report by Carla Ramdeen.
Head of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, Senior Superintendent of Police Lloyd Darby, says the unit works alongside divisions island-wide to strengthen operations and maintain order on the nation's roads.
So PSTEB function, we don't have a geography. So we support geographical divisions. We support them with planned operations. We support with the day-to-day patrols in public order management and traffic management right across the length and breadth of Jamaica.
Operations Officer SSP Winchester Watson adds that better compliance from motorists is needed to reduce congestion and improve the efficiency of traffic management measures.
So our main objectives should be having that free flow for movement of traffic. Now, one of the things that is happening is that social contract that we should have is not happening. So I see where people at times ask about why having traffic officers at the intersections They should not be there if each motorist would abide by that social contract that when there's a red light,
yes,
you stay out of the intersection.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, we are forced to have traffic officers to prevent the blockages of intersections.
Meanwhile, the Peace Step boss also notes that the police traffic arm is using data-driven strategies to identify high-risk road users and implement measures aimed at reducing fatal crashes, with a particular focus on motorcyclists.
So using the focus deterrent strategy I just spoke of, we use the data as to where it is happening, the category of road users that are contributing most, and we find that our vulnerable road users are persons that has no protection around them. So the pedestrian has no protection around him, the pedal cyclists, the motorcyclists. Now the motorcyclists we have found year on year contribute most, like 30 to 32% of road fatalities are contributed by motorcyclists.
Right.
And if you check the pillions who sometimes are killed, it is even more.
Right.
And so we have embarked on the focus deterrent strategy to use that as a tool, focusing on the motorcyclists to reduce the overall road death. So our aim is to cut motorcycle deaths by 50%,
right,
and then the other vulnerable categories by 10%.
Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
To regional and international news now. On the international scene, the United States has launched a series of powerful strikes on Iran in response to attacks on 3 commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. Central Command said it had begun the assault to impose heavy costs for targeting and attacking commercial shipping crude by innocent individuals in an international waterway. More from the BBC. We begin with the news in the region. A call is being made for greater collaboration between scientists and medical professionals to better understand the health impact of African dust on people in Barbados and the Caribbean. CBC Barbados has more.
We need more collaboration between people who are more on the environmental side, like me, and people who are in the medical professions. Right? I don't understand the health impacts of dust. It's not my area of research. But I would love to collaborate with more people who do. So we've been discussing this with some local professors at UE to see how we can use our data and our data products to help them understand what does it mean when the dust comes? Can we improve the forecasting so that we can give people advice, but rather than just, okay, put on a mask and that's it.
Moving on to India, where heavy rain has triggered flash floods in territories across the nation, causing injuries and damaging homes and vehicles. Reuters has an inside look.
Massive boulders kept sliding down. Rubble came down. Half the houses here were destroyed. Nothing is left there.
And finally, France has pulled all its diplomats from Burkina Faso, breaking off diplomatic ties with its former colonial power. We now turn to France 24 for that report.
It was the culmination of years of escalating tensions between the two countries, a diplomatic rift that began in September 2022 after Burkina Faso experienced its second military coup in less than a year. As relations with France continued to sour, Burkina Faso also left West African regional body ECOWAS in 2025, while attempting to forge new partnerships and alliances with Russia, Turkey, and Iran.
And that will do it for regional and international news. I'm experiencing increasingly high temperatures. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is warning that excessive heat poses a serious public health risk and is urging Jamaicans to take steps to prevent heat-related illnesses, including heat stroke. Carla Ramdeen reports.
Jamaica is experiencing a hotter than usual summer, with soaring temperatures affecting communities across the island. Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, says the high temperatures are consistent with effects of climate change. He notes that heat-related deaths have been reported in other countries, but there have been no such reports in Jamaica to date.
It's all the more reason why we have to be cautious. So we say to people, especially older people, older persons with chronic illnesses, that they must avoid direct sun heat. They must hydrate as much as possible. And I want to tell many who would listen, hydration doesn't mean once it's a fluid, it will hydrate you. If you drink alcohol, an energy drink, or drink strong sugary drink, the hydration effect is going to be suboptimal.
Meteorologist Javoy Sawyers says the intense heat is being driven by the above-average sea surface temperatures across the tropical Atlantic, combined with more frequent incursions of the Saharan dust into the region. He explains that these conditions are contributing to hotter days and warmer than normal temperatures.
So we're expecting a general warmer than average temperature across much of, well, all of the island, particularly expecting more an increase in the overnight lows, expecting the lows not to be as low as usual. Normally, the lows would be around 24, 23, 22 degrees. We're looking at lows around 26, 27, in some instances 28 degrees, which is quite warm for overnight temperatures.
Meanwhile, medical doctor Lucian Jones says the extreme heat can result in serious heat-related illnesses, including heat stroke, which can be fatal. He's urging Jamaicans to stay indoors when possible and keep well hydrated. Dr. Jones also recommends that children engage in outdoor activities early in the morning or later in the evening to reduce their exposure to high temperatures.
It's hot even for Jamaica. Lots of people are having to be using air conditioning at night just to get some relief. We need to be careful, just as careful as they are warning people now in Western Europe. Not because we live in a tropical country and we're accustomed to the heat. We can take it lightly. People can get heat stroke. We need to be well hydrated and stay out of the sun, especially those laborers who work outside.
Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
We go now to a break, but stay with us. Sports is next.